Good morning, beautiful people, and happy Monday to everyone. Today is Monday, April 21st. Welcome in, y'all. If you've never been here before, my name is Jen, and I just live my life on YouTube the best way I know how. If you are returning, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Like, I love you for real. Thank you for all the support. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Today's topic: I choose me. Now, a lot of times when we say that we choose ourselves, it sounds very selfish, self-serving, and it sounds like, oh, it's all about me and I don't care about nothing or anybody else. That's not what that is. Choosing you is actually one of the most selfless things that you can do. Think about when you are on an airplane and they give you the directions for if the plane starts to descend or something crazy happens. They always tell you to put the oxygen mask over your face before you put it over your child's or someone that you are the caretaker for, right? The reason they say that is because if you don't save yourself, you can't save anybody else. We spend so much time pouring into things, people, and situations and not giving anything to ourselves, or at the very least giving the bare minimum back to ourselves. We spend so much time thinking that we have to give everything to everything else, and then we leave nothing for us. That's crazy. This mindset and this culture of grinding it out, wearing an S on your chest, work hard, play hard, all these different mindsets, they really need to stop. They're really toxic, to be honest with you. It's okay to try to be the best. It's okay to be a better person, to try to be a better person, to achieve goals, but not at the risk of, one, your mental health, two, your physical health, your emotional health. A lot of times we get into this grind culture and you don't sleep, you're working so hard, you can't even appreciate the achievements that you've made. This is the thing. We were not born to live, work all our lives, just pay bills, and then go on to the afterlife. That is not what God created. God wanted us to enjoy the world. And when I say enjoy the world, I don't mean going out there acting crazy. I mean, but like traveling, spending time with your family, spending time with yourself. We forget that. We get up in the morning, a lot of us, and I'm speaking for the moms because I can only speak for the mom because I'm a mom. If you're a mom and you're working, you get up in the morning, you get your kids ready, you get their lunches, you might throw something in your mouth, you grab you a cup of coffee, you're rushing out the door, you grab your keys, your kids are in the car, you get them off to school, you go to your job, you hustle at work, then you come home. Then you're with your family, then you may cook or clean or housework or whatever, help kids with homework. If you have a spouse, you tend to your spouse, you eat all these things. And then at the end of the night, you go and you pass out. And you keep doing that until you burn out. We're not worth anything to anybody when we're on burnout mode. And I can say that from experience because I did that last year. I did that, honestly, I did that 2023. October 22nd, 2023 is when my burnt out, okay? My little match, my little fire that I had up under me that was getting me to grind hard, because all I was thinking was, it's about to be the holidays. My kids' birthdays are 3 weeks before Christmas, and then Christmas, and then the New Year, and I want to do X, Y, and Z, and I want to do all the things, and I want to be perfect, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Here's what I was doing. I was working really hard. I was getting extra shifts on my job. I was working over 40 hours a week. I was not cooking dinners, okay? I was not really spending time with my kids. When I did spend time with my kids, everything was rushed, including like doing homework, because I was doing homework, cooking, maybe cooking a meal. I say 3 times a week I was cooking dinner. Most of the time they were with their grandparents because I was at work. So rushing to do that, maybe having to load of laundry in the thing, and then I'm trying to help one with homework, and then I got to do one of them's hair. Like, it was just a lot of ripping and running. But in me doing that, a lot of times I was coming in from work later than what I was supposed to be getting off, and I was tired. So when you're tired, you're not going to come in and cook a full meal. You're going to grab whatever you can grab on the way home. And 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be healthy. You're not going to grab a grilled chicken sandwich. You're going to grab Popeyes and extra biscuits. And then you're going to go home and be super duper tired. You're going to rush to take a shower and go lay down on all that food. Now I was getting up in the morning, I was listening to the word and trying to get my mind right, but my spirit wasn't right. I was listening to the word and I was learning more about the Bible and I was learning more about what I should be doing, but I wasn't actually doing it. I wasn't walking it out. And I'm not saying I was out there doing some craziness. It was a simple thing that I'm listening to the word on the way to my job or on the way to drop off my kids, but I'm in such a rush mode that I am not taking in what I'm listening to. I was not absorbing it. So it wasn't helping me. Just like I had this mindset of being a grinder and really just, I'm going to go for it. All the goals, all the things, all the accomplishments. But I wasn't absorbing anything positive. I wasn't putting anything back in my tank. I was literally running on empty. And October 22nd, 2023, walking to sweep up some hair at my shop. I'm a hairstylist. My foot snapped. It popped like somebody cracked their knuckles. I heard it and I felt it. And I was like, what the heck is that? I said, man, I guess my arches fell. I've been a hairdresser for years. At the time, I was 253, 254 pounds. And so I sat down for a minute, y'all. And I got back up and I went to doing the rest of my clients for the day. I maybe left work maybe an hour early. I told my boss, I said, hey, hurt my foot. I need to get off of it. It had swole up a little bit. I didn't think none of it. Went to work the next day. Worked myself into so much pain. I said, ooh, I think something happened. Maybe I need to go get this looked at. She said, you need to go call the workers' comp doctor. So in my mind, it's still not clicking in that maybe this is a little bit serious, because now I have to call a workers' comp doctor. So I end up leaving work early the 3rd day to go get x-ray. When I get there, the lady does the x-ray and she looks at me and she says, wait a minute, it says here that you're a hairdresser? I said, yeah. She said, what have you been doing the last 2.5, 3 days? I said, working. I looked at her like she was stupid. I said, working. She looked at me like I was stupid. She said, ma'am, you have broken and sprained your foot at the same time. The bone that goes on the side of your foot for balance, that little bone that pokes out, I cracked it straight across. 1, because I was super unhealthy. 2, because I probably wasn't wearing the best shoes. And 3, because I was overweight and walking on all of that consistently for years. And I was just getting bigger and bigger. Think of it like you putting a boulder on a balloon, baby. It's going to bust sooner or later. That's what happened to my foot. I still did not heed the warnings. I still did not listen. So I got a stool. I said, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to just cut on this stool, because I'm not having surgery. They sent me to an orthopedist. You might need surgery. Let's see if it'll heal. He said, it's a chance it could heal. Sometimes it happens. I said, cool, let's go with that. I sat on the stool. I wheeled around my shop on a knee scooter. For 6 months, y'all, it got to the point where I was walking around in a boot, standing on it, cutting hair. So January of that happened in October 2023. January 2023, my doctor says it's not healing. We're going to have to do surgery. But here's the thing. I was overweight. I'm diabetic. I have congestive heart failure. I have asthma. I have all these things. High blood pressure. He said, I cannot do your surgery because you are unhealthy. So I started going hard. Still not listening to the warnings. I started going hard on my diet and restricting myself and going on this fad diet to, 1, get some weight off of me. 2, get my sugar down, get my blood pressure down, just so I could have surgery. Not to be healthy, just so I could have surgery so I can get back to work. That was my mindset. So I got my sugars down a little bit. Not to where he wanted them to be, but a little bit. So that I could at least have the surgery. We had a long talk about how, you're diabetic. If your sugar's up, you're prone to infection. Okay, I understand the warnings. Let's go, because I ain't got time, doc. I got to get back to work. That was literally my mindset. So I thought, hey, I'm going to be down for 2 months, and I'm going to go back. Telling all my clients, I'll be back in like 2 months, because I should be on physical therapy. I should be able to walk on it a little bit, at least come back part-time. Let me tell you something. When God is trying to get your attention and you don't listen, drastic things will happen. And I'm not saying, oh, God punished me and broke my foot. I'm not saying that at all. But sometimes we need to wake up from the little dreamland we've been living in, where we think that we are in control, and God will show you who is God every time. So check this out. I go down for surgery. Surgery goes well. I wake up. I temporarily move into family's house with my kids, my 2 kids, right? I'm thinking everything's all good. That's April, and I have the surgery, okay? I'm straight because, I got workers' comp taking care of me, all right? I'm straight. I'm with my people. I got people to help take care of me. Amazing. And I'm like, all right, it's grind time. Baby, I couldn't put weight on my right foot at all. So getting up to go to the bathroom, next time you get up out the bed, try to get up on one leg. So I would have to sometimes, especially the first couple weeks, have somebody to help me out of the bed, because like I said, y'all, I was still overweight. I probably had lost a couple pounds, but I was still extremely overweight. So let's say I was in the 240s by this time. So 240 something pounds, 5'9" and a half. I have 2 elderly parents. I have 2 children. One at the time was 7, one was 17. They're at school, so my parents are taking care of me. So they gotta help me get up out the bed to go across the hall to go use the bathroom. I can't shower because I can't get my foot wet. I can't get in the tub because, getting in the tub, okay, try to get in the tub and out of it without putting weight on your foot. These are things you don't think about, that we take for granted. So I started being kind of pissed off a little bit. All right, I'm ready to get this over with. Still not listening. God was telling me to be still, and I was not listening. I wanted to keep moving, so I kept fighting everything. So I said, okay, in this time I don't have nothing to do, I'm going to get on social media. That unlocked something for me. So I figured, hey, I'll get on TikTok live and I'll see, can I make this pop? I've always wanted to work on my TikTok. Now I got time to be more consistent with my TikTok, my YouTube, my IG, whatever. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I've been trying to do it since 2012. I said, this is time. Give me something to do. Take my mind off of things. That unlocked something. Because in me going live in the morning and talking to people, I started hearing how other people were going through things that were way worse than what I was going through, and how I should be blessed that I was in the situation that I was in. Yeah, something went wrong, but around me, everything was going right. Because I had people to take care of me, to pray for me, to cook for me, to help me back and forth to the bathroom, to come get me out the house, take me to my doctor's appointments, check on me. I received an overwhelming abundance of support and love. And I never thought that nobody cares about me, but it made me realize that I need to appreciate things more. And I need to pour it back into not just the world, but pour back into myself so I can give. If you're walking around on empty, you can't do nothing for nobody else. And it's a lot of us walking around like little zombies on empty. Because you haven't taken the time to take care of yourself. You haven't taken the time to choose you and put back into you. So you're giving the little bit that's left before that E-light turns on your gas tank, on your emotional gas tank. And then you give that little bit, and the next thing you do, you snap. You lose it. You yelling at your kids. You don't even know why. You done went off on your coworker. You just irritated by everything and everybody. Every positive being and spirit that comes into your space, you're irritated by it, and you don't even know why. Because you're depleted. Because you're depleted. You've given everything, so now you don't have nothing left. And that's honestly and truly, sometimes, a lot of times, that is when God will step in and show you who's God. Like I've been trying to tell you to pour back into yourself. You ain't been listening. So I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to make you be still. I'm going to isolate you from all the things that you've been doing so you can listen to me. Sometimes God will put you in situations where everything is taken away, so you have nothing else to depend on but Him. You have nothing else to depend on but the Word. It becomes like you are in a starvation situation, and the only thing that's going to feed you is the Word. And that's where I was at. There were a lot of emotional things that I needed to work through, because I pretended to be happy. I'm not going to say that I was depressed, but I was going through some things. I didn't feel good about myself. I had become a person that would look in the mirror at myself and hate what I saw. And some mornings I didn't even want to look in the mirror. I become a person that accepted mediocrity and was comfortable with the bare minimum. And if we created in His own image, and God wants us to have things exceedingly abundantly above everything we could ever ask for, isn't that a slap in the face to God? If we just accept the bare minimum? I want it all. And I don't mean I want all the money, I want all the fame. No. When I say I want it all, I want to have a good work-life balance. I want to have a good mom-woman life balance. I want to have a good family and fun balance. I want to be able to travel, and I want to be able to work. I want to be able to spend time with my family and support my household. I want to be able to do hair and do YouTube. And they both bring me abundance. And when I say abundance, I mean enough for my children and I to be comfortable, so nobody has to stress. But I can't do that accepting mediocrity. And a lot of times we've gotten so comfortable with thinking that we don't deserve more. Yes, you do. Whoever told you that you don't, get away from that person. Get that person out of your space. Remove them from your from your space. They're not for you. Everybody that's in your life, whether they be family, friend, whoever, they are not necessarily for you. Stop telling everybody your plans. Stop letting everybody pray for you. Stop letting everybody hug on you, touch you. Y'all know what I mean. All of that is energy being passed on. You got to choose you first. So if someone in your space is making you uncomfortable, bye. And I'm not saying it's going to be that easy, but you got to remove them from your space for your well-being. Stop accepting mediocrity. Stop letting people treat you a certain way because, well, this has been my friend for years. Well, this is my family member. Or, if you're from my generation, I'm Gen X. This is my elder, so I just gotta let them do what they do. No. Baby, respect goes both ways, and it is earned. And you have to respect yourself. You have to learn to really love yourself where you are. Not when I lose 30 pounds. Not when I make this much amount of money. Not when I meet this man or this woman and they, quote unquote, complete me. Baby, you got to be the complete package to begin with. You have to pour into you to begin with. If you don't learn to pour into you and you're not listening to what God is telling you, nobody else is going to care. You're not going to be able to love and pour into somebody else, and you're not going to be able to allow somebody else to do that for you because you don't know how. You have to start with you first. You have to choose you first. And it's not selfish, it's selfless. And it's the best thing that we can do for ourselves. So anyway, y'all, I am almost back to the house. I just want to get on here and talk about that because that was on my heart this morning. Because when I do these car talks, I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking about my real life and what's really on my heart and what I'm going through. And sometimes I had to remind myself to choose me. I'm not where I want to be just yet, but man, I'm so far from where I was last year. Thank God. I'm not broken anymore. I realize you can go through things that are meant to break you without being broken. I realize that what you go through doesn't make you less of a person. It just means you went through a trial. If you made a mistake, that doesn't make you unworthy. It means you made a mistake. So was it a mistake or was it a choice? If it was a mistake, you try to do better. If it's a choice, you're going to keep doing it. Give yourself some grace. But love on you. Pour into you. It's okay, man. It's okay to pour into yourself. And honestly, that's the biggest gift you can give to yourself and to the rest of the world. But anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate y'all. Sorry for stuttering. It's still early in the morning. Happy Monday. I pray that you have the best day on purpose. I hope that your week starts strong and you finish even stronger. But give yourself some grace. You can't do everything. You can't be all the things to all the people all the time. So pick one thing and work on that. I'm sorry that the sun is sunny, y'all. It's messing with my camera, but y'all have an amazing day. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Comment down below. What's your thing that you're going to work on to give back to yourself? What is it that you're going to do this week to pour into yourself? I want to know. For me, I'm working out this morning. And I'm going to try to work out at least 4 times this week. I'm going to make it feasible. 30 minutes. I'm going to get it in. That's what I'm doing for me. What are you doing? All right, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Like, share, comment, all the things. Peace and blessings. And I'll see y'all next time.